Hello all of you, welcome to the 5th class for Charitable Trust. Last 4 classes, what we have done, we should know the gist always. It will take 5 to 10 minutes. The very first class we knew what exactly is trust. Because till your CA or CMA enter, you just know that there is some charitable religious kind of trust and they file their return and their whole income, even if they are earning in crores, it is exempt. So now everything for you all in the trust chapter is covered in section 11, 12 and 13. So the first class we have discussed what are the types of income trust is getting and how you are applying. In the second class we have discussed most important, I call it the pumping heart of this chapter is anonymous donations. Separately it is asked in MCQs or in the main problem. Okay, one thing is for sure, 7 to 8 marks weightage problem is surely going to come for trust, because this is the first year 20 to 23 onwards they have introduced exit tax, which we are going to do in the next class. So that exit tax or your exit tax problem they can ask, because just recently they have added in the CMA final material, or they can ask you the question on regular income of the trust. Compute the income of the trust in which you get normal income, you get anonymous donations, tax and normal income at slab rates, anonymous donations 30%, and this is how you need to pay the tax. Okay, in the third class we have solved so many quality good problems considering all the format, and if there is a capital gain, how you are going to solve. Yesterday we have already started the discussion for the procedural aspect. In procedural aspect we have discussed there should not be any undue benefit which is going from the trust to specified person. Now, who are those specified person? 5. Author of the trust, founder himself, yeah, or any contributory who's contributing more than 50,000, or any relative of these people, okay, or any concern in which the founder or the trustee or the author, they are the partners or members of HUF or anything, then that concern also becomes the specified person. So yesterday we have discussed that from the firm benefit should not go that specified person who we are selling at a lower rate, or for trust we are buying purchases or we are taking loan at a very high rate from the specified person. If that benefit is going on, earlier it was left to the AO ki charge them maximum marginal rate. From this year, they have introduced one more new section, that is section 115 BBI, which I will discuss in later part. It says this specified income tax it flat 30%. So two things we are going to discuss from now. One is registration process. Now, dear students, very important is registration process is not the amendment of financial year 20 to 23. It is completely revamped from 1st April 21. So last year's amendment it is, but honestly very, very important. Very important for the upcoming exam, and the way they can ask you in the form of case law also, I will tell you. Okay? So this is all the criteria for our preparation. Okay? So is there anything from your side, because yesterday the class was closed suddenly because of the rains, then you can ask me. And one more thing, as we are going ahead, look at the material right from the beginning, because we have finished solving quality good problems, everything is over. Today we'll do registration and all the amendments, and next one single class I will take, might be little longer, but I will complete the exit tax. Required, I will give the introduction of exit tax so that it can again be repeated in the next class. Okay, one thing, dear students, today there are no problems, as we have already solved more than 13-15 problems. सब हो गए हैं, तो आज कोई problem नहीं है कि आप करोगे and I'm going to stop and wait over here. So in case if you have doubt, use the chat box, unmute करके तभी पूछ लो. Look at this. Who are the people who are involved? Acha, here also in your book, if the limit, the very first page of this chapter, if the limit is 1 crore, please make it 5 crore, and little bit I want to discuss for this. Today being the 5th class, now for the trust हमने सब आराम से ही पढ़ा है, but I want to go in a flow where you will like follow. So you know, trust are covered basically in two types. 1023C, if you remember, I said these are educational trusts, that is schools, colleges, universities, or hospitals. Okay, you all know or not that school, colleges, hospitals which are registered under 1023C, they are not working with profit motive. You say, ma'am, one of the biggest businesses schools. Those are all private schools. Some international schools, IB schools, whatever, they are fine. But suppose my son has studied in Bhavans. Now actually it is a Bhavans Memorial some trust, or वो trust का school है. Saint Joseph Convent is some, if so, at the back of the school, college, or temple, or Goshala, or a mosque, next time do check up. Definitely they will be having a trust name. So either they can be registered under section 1023C, that is called as first regime. ये नया नाम दिया है इनको, लिख लो, first regime. Can you all please message me in the chat box? Are you able to find this in your this material which is there with all of you? Huh? Exemption of income received by any person on behalf of university, other educational institute or hospital if the aggregate receipts do not exceed 5 crore. Earlier some books it might be 1 crore, but now it is 5 crore. 5 crore tak inki puri income exempt hai, but then their annual receipts should not exceed 5 crore. Now dear students, some of the medical colleges, a practical example I am saying, medical colleges are also having hospital. Yes. So educational institute ka turnover hai 3.5 crore. Educational institute. Okay, I'll write it here. You also have this in material, so write down. These are the questions in my mind ki they can ask like that, so I'm discussing that too at the end. When we started, we have already discussed all this. Yes, this is there. Okay, this point is so surely there. The limit is 1 crore, change it to 5 crore. That's what I said. 1 second, I'll take it. And few things not on the screen what I'm discussing, I'll give you the PDF. It's there. Yeah. Page number 72. Page number 72 only I am. That's what I'm saying. It is 1 crore. Make it 5 crore. Such a simple thing. And this names you add it. First regime and second regime. Now, shall I start? Will you all understand? Exemption of income received from universities other than educational institute or hospital if annual receipts do not exceed 5 crore. They are exempt under 1023 subject to conditions satisfied in 11-12. Registration karna hai, audit karana hai, return time pe bharna hai. If they are doing business, keep the books of accounts, that we all know. Now, next is what I am saying is, if the educational institute is there, koi medical college hai, uska turnover gross receipts hai 3.5 crore. And now hospital is there, that is say 3 crore. So individually the turnover is less than 5 crore. But if they are both under same trust, you know, trust is only running the medical college and trust is only running the hospital. Okay, in that case the total turnover has exceeded 6.5 crore. They are not eligible for exemption. They are not eligible for exemption. Can you please write this example? It's very nice in case if they ask you. Both under same trust. Chale aage. Now, second regime is in exemption of income from property and religious and charitable trust and all. They can avail section 10 exemptions. Not all, but only 10.1 or 10.23C. This is also a very beautiful line. Charitable trust We are giving all income exempted under section 11 and 12A. कल देखा था ना हमने 11 and 12A में your whole income will be exempt subject to some conditions. So 10, you all know 10 series, so many exemptions are there. 10(1) is agricultural income. 10(23)(c) is this. इसको छोड़ के और कोई nothing else exemption will be given to the trust. Clear to all of you this part? Chalo, let us move ahead. Income of certain universities, educational institute, hospitals covered under 10(23)(c). This is there after the registration in your material. I'll ask you all, please. I thought more relevant, so I just shifted it, but no problem. On page number 81, please come all of you. If any of the above institute is formed not for profit motive, but it is wholly for service motive, and it is financed by government, exempt from registration. Government hospital, like in Hyderabad, we have Usmania Hospital. Government colleges, government schools, do they need registration and exemption and all the procedure? Answer is no. If any of the above institute formed not for profit motive but service and aggregate annual receipt is up to 5 crores, just now I said, exempt from registration and approval, no problem. If it is government, then exempt. It is not government, then exempt if the turnover of the institute is up to 5 crores. Okay? Now, for all the other cases, approval and registration is mandatory. You need to get it registered. Now, this we have seen. If you want to get exemption, there must be property. There should be a proper trust. Trust should be registered. Books of account should be audited. And you should apply the income properly. Okay? Then we have seen how it works for the object of the trust and all. This question mark it, very important. Exactly same can be repeated. Okay. So this question is very important. We have discussed all this. I'm just revising so that you all know what are the important amendments. They'll late just 5, 10, 7 minutes and then we'll start with the registration. Shall we revise anonymous donations? Anonymous donations are Gumnam donations. So whatever anonymous donations you have received, just let us take it as 10 lakhs. Now 5% of the total donations. Anonymous donations 10 lakhs, 2 lakhs corpus donations which are otherwise not taxable, and 1 lakh voluntary donations. Put together how much it is? 13 lakh. 13 lakh ka 5% or 1 lakh, whichever is higher. Okay. How much is it coming, dear students? 13 lakh ka 5%. Check once. Just revising also, and I'm giving you the amendments also. Okay. 10 lakhs is your anonymous donations. 2 lakhs is your corpus donations. 1 lakh is your voluntary donations. So total donations 13 lakhs ka 5%. It is coming to 65,000 or 1 lakh, whichever is higher. So 1 lakh. This will not be exempt. Many students think this is exempt. This is not exempt. This will be taxable at normal slab rates, routine wala income. And 9 lakh anonymous donations will be taxable at 30%. Okay? Clear to all of you? All clear? 15% of income you can accumulate freely. The bold ones are the amendment. Whatever donations you have received for corpus fund, promise you will put it in safe mode of 11.5. Otherwise, they will be taken as your income. And notes regarding application. When we say 15% set aside, 85% you apply. 85% when you apply, you can apply for revenue, you can apply for capital. But if you apply capital expenditure, depreciation is not allowed. You can repay the loan. You can give voluntary donations to other trust, but you cannot give corpus donations. Yes. And then one thing very important we have seen is all this. That last year's excess you cannot set off, all that is not allowed. And amount should be actually spent, whatever you are applying, that all amount should be actually spent. Like if you say that I will apply, if it is not received, accrued and all, then it's not allowed. Whatever you say, whether revenue and capital. Suppose if it is received on the last day, or it is not received or received on last day, you can deduct now and apply in the next year. Here also important amendment is there is no grace 1 year. If you have said we will apply it in 5 years, fifth year May, March, fifth year you don't apply, in that same year's return it will be taxable. 6th year grace is not there. Like that. Okay. So one concept, one problem, all 5th, 6th, 7th we have done. Can you accumulate under 11.2? Ma'am, I want to apply it to make a lab for my students, computer lab, or I want to make a building, but I cannot make with this much donation. So I'm going to accumulate in a fund called as building fund. Can I accumulate it? Yes. You can write a letter to the AO and accumulate and put the money in safe mode, and within the decided years, use it for that purpose. That's what we have seen. Some of you may be thinking, ma'am, रोज यही repeat करते हैं क्योंकि final का tax ही ऐसा है. You are understanding better than me. So many times I feel students सब समझ जा रहे हैं जो मैम पढ़ा रहे हैं, but repetition again and again will give you more clarity. Is this revision helpful to you? More than 10 minutes are over. Yeah, and where cases wherein if you decide to keep it and don't use it and all, then it will become taxable in that very year. For this, we have done the problem. Capital gain, whenever you sell a capital asset, full capital gain is exempt. But if you receive the sale consideration 10 rupees, old asset ko bech ke, and in the new asset you have applied less. So proportionate cost of new asset minus cost of old asset, that is only allowed. For that also we have worked out this 9th problem. See, now if you want to claim exemption, your income, like we all know, TTD, I have told you, the auction of hairs goes on above 200 crores. Laddus, the donations. So if they want to claim all exemption, it should be registered. Activities of trust should be for the objective of the trust, and underline this or double underline, it should confine within India. Whatever you want to apply for charitable trust, मतलब खर्चा करना है तो इंडिया को ही फायदा करो. No ma'am, I am a temple, I want to donate to one more temple, Swaminarayan temple in London. Will they allow it as application? Answer is no. So it should be confined to India. Application of income, 15% is set aside and 85% you need to apply. Investments, if you make it in safe mode 11.5. You have to get the books of accounts audited. You need to file return on time. If the trust return is filed late, you lose the benefit of getting exemption. Now I am starting, which I have started yesterday only, but thoda stuck ho gaya tha. Registration part, which is changed since last year. कोई डाउट है तो पूछो यहाँ तक. Only suggestion from my side is today also, after the class is over, sit and revise the application of income, all the points. Application of income, all the points. Chalo. Now registration of the trust was earlier done in 12A. Now it is done in 12B nahi hai, 12AB. Okay, 12AB it is. And here it is written 12AB. And the person, how the registration of the trust is done. Now the trust procedure is revamped. Listen all of you carefully. Ma'am, a new trust, if they want the registration, how they should do? whenever they want the registration, they should apply 1 month prior. Okay. And first time the registration will be given for how many years? 3 years. Now, when the 3 years registration is given for the very first time, it is called as provisional registration. Trust is giving you registration, but trust, the commissioner's concern is, okay, you are promising you're going to work for object of trust, relief of poor, medical relief, yoga, and preservation of the monuments and all. But are you actually working for the object of trust? Once provisional, I'm explaining everything in a mind map and then I will read out. Once the provisional registration is taken, within 6 months from the registration is taken, or 6 months prior to the time when those 3 years are over, wahan tak any time you can apply again for final registration. And the first final registration will be given for 2 more years. In short, your first registration is always valid for 5 years. Okay, ma'am, 3 years provisional, 2 years more, 5 years are over. Now what? Before 5 years are getting over, apply for renewal. This is the story of the new trust. And if your existing trust, ma'am, my trust is registered in 1999, why I should bother? ये सब तो नए trust के लिए. Answer is no. So many trusts are registered years back, and actually, however their activity is genuine or not, we don't know. So now they said, even if it is existing trust which is registered on 1st April 2021, they introduced section 12AB, which revamped the registration process, and it says every trust should be re-registered. Existing trust, 1st April 21, say you have got 3 months time. Just again go for re-registration by giving all your details, and registration you will get only for 5 years. Again after 5 years, simple procedure. They will ask for details, you give, and they will assess everything, and the registration will be renewed. And trust is always registered for how many years? 5 years. Okay. Why do they give provisional registration now, dear students? It is not they will check each and everything in depth, because hey kya abhi to trust naya shuru hua hai. But from provisional, when you want to go for the formal permanent registration, that time they will call for all the details. They can come to the premises to inspect actually there is a mosque or temple or goshala, and how they are using the money and all, and then they can grant it permanent. And once you get the permanent registration, then the commissioner gives the permission to that trust. Okay, your registration is valid. Now you can give certificate to others, 80G wala certificate. So next time you go to Gaushala Mosque, वहाँ लिखा रहता है, please ensure receipt for all your donations. You are eligible for 80G exemption. That is the logic. ठीक है? So I'm sharing the screen and let us read the procedure. Will they ask you like this in the table form, state the procedure for the registration of the trust? No, dear students. They will give some case. A is already registered in 2003. Now what they should do? So where the trust or institution is already registered, it's an existing trust. Within 3 months from the first day of 2021, it should register for 5 years. Are you all getting? 3 months matlab I told you to write 30 June 2021. Later, unofficially, I mean say through circulars, this date was extended till March 22. But in the act, the date is given 30 June 21. So for your exam, relevant is old existing trust should get re-registration done under this section by filling form and all, and everything is online. All these processes now faceless online. 30th June 2021. Valid for how many years? 5 years. Now, where trust or institution is already registered and the period of 5 years is due to expire, at least 6 months prior to expiry, you just give all the details, they will renew it for another 5 years. Where trust or institution has been provisionally registered, if you want to use the word here, provisional registration is maximum for how many years? 3 years. At least 6 months prior to the expiry of the provisional registration. जहां provisional registration खत्म हो रहे हैं ना 3 years, before 6 months or within 6 months of the commencement, go for final registration, which is valid for 5 years, including 3 provisional years. This is the explanation I have added. You can write it if you want. Registration is given for 5 years, including 3 provisional registration years. Shall I go little more slow, or is it all clear, or is it super easy? You know, those who have come just for amendment are last batch students. The first 2 amendment lectures are already there in YouTube. They are common for all of you. Please go through that. There are some very important amendments in TDS. TDS आपके CMA final के material में कहीं नहीं है, but exam में तो आता है. And I am to thinking when I take inter lectures, no, it will be like 3-4 quality good days. That time I will invite you all. You attend live classes. If you want to get the crux of TDS, my guesswork 2 into 4, 8 marks, they can ask you TDS question. That will be bonus. जिसको आना है आना, और TDS के lectures basic से पढ़ना. And with this, write down somewhere to watch amendment lecture 1 and 2 for financial year 20 to 23. And PDF is already there in the app also. And here also now. Telegram wale group mein bhi hai. Whenever you join Telegram, you can scroll back and check up. And still if you want, message me, no problem. Chalo. So this part is super clear. Give the provisional, and you know, people will not wait ki, okay, I have taken provisional registration on say 1st April 21, so 22, 23, 24. So March 24 के 6 महीने पहले ना, I will go to the department and ask to renew. People don't wait. Once they get provisional registration April 21, within 6 months they will ask कि इसको permanent करो और 5 साल का करो, so that we can go freely with our ATG and other benefits. Got it? Now, where registration of the trust or institute has become inoperative, okay, for reason you have not complied with, at least 6 months prior to the commencement of assessment year from which the said registration is sought to be operative. Whenever you want to make it operative, 6 months before that, apply. Where the trust or institution has adapted, undertaken modifications of object which do not conform with the conditions of registration within a period of 30 days from the date of said adoption or modification, you need to make application for re-registration. Ye important hai. I am a registered trust for yoga. But now with this yoga, I want to start with relief of poor. I want to give them medicines free, medical benefit like that. So if I am doing any modifications in the object of the trust, which are not matching with the registration, within 30 days, okay, from that modification, we need to apply. Clear to all of you? You'll have to apply for the trust registration. You know, this, those who know GST means suppose I am a registered GST supplier for kitchen appliances, but now that business is not being supportive and whatever issues, I close it and I open a restaurant. Can I use that same registration for restaurant? No, please, the category is changing. I was selling goods, kitchen appliances. Now I'm providing service in the restaurant. So it's like, whenever you change those objects of the trust, which are very important, within 30 days, you need to apply. In any other case, example, new trust applying for fresh registration, at least 1 month prior to the commencement of previous year relevant to assessment year from which registration is sought. If I want the registration needed from 1st April 2022, apply on 28th February 2022. अगर 1st April 2022 को you want the registration, apply on 28th of February 2022, 1 month prior. I want all of you to write this example. So that you should remember कि how even the object of the trust, they'll say that Rahim Charitable Trust have decided to change the object on this date, and they have made application after 60 days and all. Comment below. So you have to write the provisions that under section 12AB, whenever there is a modification, trust should be re-registered within 30 days from the date of the modification. In the given case, it is not done, so it will become invalid. So this. Whenever you answer these kind of the case laws, no, dear students, one very important point is presentation skill also you all should run. Whenever they ask you this commenting question, no, students go on writing paragraph and the paper corrector को comfort दो ना थोड़ा बहुत bundle correct करते हो और दोगे तो it's good for you. So we as a student try to write paragraph में commenting question है ना तो paragraph में लिखते हैं और ढूंढना पड़ता है. Instead of that, write in pointers. First point, this is the rule. Second point, this. So in the given case, next is conclusion. And with that same pen, no need to change. Black ballpoint pen which you are using. Can you underline the clue words? See, when I read the theory, I underline or not the clue words. So like that, if you can underline, it will be very beneficial for all of you. All right. Any doubt here until now? Pucho. Now we will go for the second part of the registration. This para I will explain. Procedure for registration. We know what I have taught you until now. What is the time limit to make application? And now I am teaching you what is the procedure. Okay. So procedure is basically made very easy. In case of existing trust which is covered in serial 1, existing trust, take a pause, don't go back, but can we orally recollect? Oh, existing trust, no, 1st April 21 say within 3 months apply for re-registration, you will get the registration valid for 5 years. Pass an order within 3 months from the end of the month in which application was received in writing, registering for 5 years without any inquiry. So now what we are doing, we are learning time limit of application is over. Existing trust within 3 months from 1st April, you have to apply. Now whenever they apply, end of the month in which application is made, uske 3 months mein, okay, it will get registration granted and it will be valid for 5 years without any inquiry. Are you all with me? Now they said serial 2 to 5 above, lot of inquiries will happen. So what is serial 2 to 5? Can we all put this in bracket? If trust ka registration khatam ho raha hai, or it is going for provisional registration, or where registration of the trust or institute has become inoperative, for trust or institution has taken. In all these cases, the procedure of the registration, I feel if you know this properly is enough, they are not going to ask you this much procedure. Call for such document or information from trust or institution, make inquiry, check the genuineness of the activity. When from provisional they are going to permanent. Compliance of requirement of other law. If SEBI is applicable, FEMA is applicable, जो भी just I'm naming, कोई और act applicable है, labor laws है, is the trust complying with all that? After satisfying himself about the object of the trust or institution and the genuineness of activities, एक तो trust should always work for the object of the trust and the activities of the trust should be genuine. They will pass order within 6 months from the end of the month in which application is made. That's why in all these cases application is made 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. सिर्फ यहाँ पे 30 days है modification. So within 6 months from the end of the month in which application is received, they will get registration and it is valid for 5 years. थोड़ा पेशेंस रखना है, एक के बाद एक कर रहे हैं. आई थॉट ऑफ एक्चुअली गोइंग रिवर्स एंड स्टार्टिंग विथ 115 BI, which is I feel hot favorite amendment, but ठीक है, ये प्रोसीजर में खत्म हो जाएगा. एनी रिपीटेशन नीडेड, प्लीज लेट मी नो. If he is not satisfied, pass an order in writing rejecting the application. He may either grant the registration for 5 years after calling for all the information and all, or he can cancel it. Okay, but whenever he is going to cancel the registration, he will give reasonable opportunity of being heard and all. Last is serial number 6. Serial number 6 कौन सा था? New trust. 1 month prior they have applied whenever they want to commence. Pass an order within 1 month from end of the month in which application is made. Super. This is like, tatkal service. Koi inquiry nahi, kuch nahi, naya trust hai. Whenever you want to start the activity, 1st April 23, apply 1 month prior. Within 1 month, without any much details, you will get a provisional registration for 3 years. From the end of the assessment year from which registration is sought and sent a copy and all. ठीक है ना? तो फिर से एक बार, I hope the procedure is very clear. Existing trust, within 3 months from the end of the month in which they made application, registration will be given for 5 years. New trust, whenever you apply, 1 month from the end of the month, whenever you apply, ये month छोड़ दो, next month के end तक you will get the registration for 3 years. In all the other cases, call for information, check they are genuine or not, are they working for object of the trust, and give them the registration for 5 years. I'm here only, break नहीं दे रहे हैं अभी, हम continue कर रहे हैं, but can you please check the screen and put me a message in chat box, all clear, then I will go to 115 BI section 1310 भी add हुआ है, वो भी important है. First up, just one time, just some buttons, extra all right. Yes, give some response. All clear or not? The first table were the due dates. I know you will have to repeat it 2-3 times again to remember. Easy. Good. This one is like procedural part. Of course, now whenever you see, that the application of SSC is rejected, this line, like, you will understand better when you complete the assessment procedure 144 and 147 and all. But it is like whenever refusal order, your registration is refused, it shall not be passed unless application has been given, applicant has been given a reasonable opportunity of being heard. है ना? जो भी एप्लीकेंट है उसको रीजनेबल अपॉर्चुनिटी तो मिलना चाहिए ना सुनने का. Okay, the part which is missing, like this one, I'm going to send you the PDF after the class, and just listen carefully now what I am teaching. These notes are very important, 1 to 4, and I think they can frame a very nice question based on this. Now listen. There was a trust who was doing the activity since 1/4/2016. People came together, they had some small land, someone donated, any one of the members, and they started keeping cows over there, and slowly it started growing, 8 cows, 10 cows, and they started feeding grass and some kind of work they were doing. Okay, so shades and monuments or जो भी है ऐसे, but trust को register नहीं करा है, चल रहा था. So once again, when the trust started working, 1st April 2016. By 1st April 2018, this trust work grew. People started donating money. They made 3 to 4 floors of Gaushala. Every floor they had 50-60 cows and like that. So 1st April 2018, they decided to get this trust registered. Okay. Now, when they went for registration, obviously this first time registration, we all know provisional within like tatkal, it is all granted and done. Now, What about the registration was granted on 1st April 2018? Can the assessing officer take any action? 16 to 17, 17 to 18, the trust was not registered. And whatever you have earned, you have to pay the tax because your exemption period starts from the date of registration. Company born ही नहीं हुई तो exemption कहाँ मिलेगा? The trust is born in the eyes of law on 1st April 2018. And you said the trust was there, but they didn't go for a formal registration and all. चल रहा था ऐसे. So now what is happening in these kind of the cases, they have come up with this explanation. They said once the trust is registered on 1st April 2018, and for the earlier period also they were doing the same activities which were genuine, then whatever exemption you are getting now under section 11 and 12, you get exemption, no? Because you are registered, you are filing the return on time, you are maintaining separate books, you are not giving benefit to fund, all conditions you have satisfied. That same benefit will be extended to the non-registered part, and no assessment can be done by any AO in a different way. Are you all clear what I'm saying? Did you understand this? Now I'm reading for the second time. Still, if you have a doubt, ask. I feel they can frame a case study and ask. Let us read. 1st April 2021, all applications pending 12AA shall be deemed to be application under 12AB. Superb. This can be asked in MCQ. Ma'am, I have registered in February 2021 पुराने वाले में 12A में अभी तक मेरा registration कुछ हुआ नहीं. So now, am I again needed to apply in 12AB? Answer is no. Whatever pending applications were there in 12AA, and then now the registration process is shifted to 12AB, it will automatically be shifted here. Now, where registration has been granted to trust, this point is very, very important for the next class also, that is exit tax. So pay attention. Where registration has been granted to trust or institution, then the provision of section 11 and 12 shall apply in respect of any income derived from property under the trust of any assessment year preceding the aforesaid assessment year for which assessment proceedings are pending as on the date of the registration, and objects and activities of the trust remain the same for such preceding assessment year. Your assessment year for registration and all is 20 to 23, but some assessment is pending for 1920. And now also you are doing the same object of the trust or activity genuine hai ya nahi? Are you working for the object of the trust and it remains same in that year? Then no action will be taken here. फिर से एक बार, where registration has been granted to trust, and then the provisions of 11 and 12 shall apply. What is 11 and 12? Exemption will apply for all the property income and all for which assessment proceedings are pending before AO as on the date of registration, and object of activities at trust remain the same. No action under 147 income escaping assessment, this section, shall be taken by AO in case of trust for any assessment year preceding the aforesaid assessment year, only for non-registration of the trust. Trust is registered from 2018, 16, 17, 17, it was not registered. We will not give you exemption, pay the tax. No, it is allowed for the back period also. Is this point clear? However, having said all this, exception to the rule is aforesaid benefits are not available. ये तो कितना win-win situation है ना? You registered in 18, they are saying okay 16, 17, 17, 18. Even though you were not registered, you were doing the same activities na? Chalo, maje karo, no problem. However, aforesaid benefits are not available in case of any trust or institution which was refused registration or registration granted to it was cancelled. 2016 you applied for registration, okay, but it was refused, or if it was granted and cancelled because you were doing some wrong activity and blah blah blah, then you cannot say chalo tab to reject ho gaya ma'am, 2016 में भी applied for registration, registration reject हो गया, अब 2018 में registration accept हो गया, चलो अब back benefit दो, you will not get the benefit. Please keep your mind open, think out of the box, analyze the question and answer, it's going to be correct. I'm literally saying, like, you know, those people who वैसे जो you know, those people who take risk, that is what you have to do in the income tax exam. You need to be little smart, and whatever your analysis and gut feeling says, it's going to be correct 100% in exam, because you all have done internship. So many of you are working for years. Last batch, Usha Shri, she cleared the exam, CMA final, she attended the classes, but she was already an LLB. Then she completed. So how much knowledge analysis is already there with all of you? Huh? So am I giving you the right confidence? I hope this is not overconfidence, but this is genuine confidence. कितनी सही बात है, इसको analyze करो. Third time, maybe fourth time. Very interesting. It says trust is registered in 2018 onwards. 16, 17, 17, 18. Object is same. Yes. Genuineness and all is same. Are they carrying the same activities? Even if the trust is not registered, they will get the benefit of exemption, backdated, and no reassessment will be done in 147 and all. कि इनकम एस्केपिंग है, आपने इनकम छुपाया, आप तो रजिस्टर्ड नहीं है, कोई एग्जेम्पशन नहीं मिलेगा. नो. Twist the case. Registration given in 2018. 16 you applied the registration, either not accepted or you got it and then cancelled. Then can you take this benefit backdated? No, no, now 2018 I got registered, now give backdated. No, you were wrong. I don't know, this is such a common logic. Students ask me, is GST allowed in as business expense? Yes. Interest on GST, is it allowed as business expense? Yeah, bilkul allowed hai. Penalty in GST, should it be allowed? Yes. I don't know, you answer me. पूरा ऐसा बुकिश रट्टा नहीं मानना है कुछ डायरेक्ट है. You all answer me please in the chat box. GST is allowed as expense? Yes. Yes. I'm checking the chat box. आप लोग आंसर करो. हाँ. Interest on GST, is it allowed as business expense? Yes. Penalty, GST में penalty लगती है ना? Is it allowed as expense? क्या पता? I don't know. What do you think? That's why I make those 1 minute concept videos. Income tax is not allowed as expense. Income tax refund is not business income. Custom duty is allowed. Custom duty business income. GST is allowed. GST refund is business income. Yes, Ashwini, your answer is very correct. Penalty is never allowed as expense. मैम बट ये पेनल्टी मैंने जीएसटी के लिए पे किया, मेरे बिजनेस के लिए पे किया, ये तो बिजनेस का खर्चा है. Not allowed. Why you are liable to pay a penalty? Because you have done some mistake. एक तो गलती करो और फिर penalty पूछो. Why they will allow you? Link up the next topic. We will, ये charitable trust में कल बहुत मजे किए, पूरे problem solve किए हमने. So we'll do one theoretical topic, that is assessment procedure. Then you will enjoy the practical classes of MAT. I am made it in such a way, एक theory, एक practical. ये practical है. आज एक ही दिन theory. Today one day we are doing. Otherwise this topic is practical. Clear to all of you this addition what I have made now? Yeah. So that's all for the procedure part. Let us read this question and answer. I felt it is good. So with answer I have printed it. Okay. Help all, a trust created on 1st April 21 for providing relief to poor applied for registration under 12AB on February 22. Commissioner denied registration on ground that trust had not commenced any charitable activity, due to which he could not satisfy himself about the genuineness of the trust. Is the ground for denial of the registration justified? What do you think? Without looking at the answer, you say, नए ट्रस्ट के लिए अप्लाई किया, कमिश्नर ने बोला कि अभी तक कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है कि व्हाट यू आर डूइंग फॉर द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ द ट्रस्ट. वी आर नॉट एबल टू सी, विजन धुंधला धुंधला है, हम रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं देंगे. Are they right? Yes or no? Are they right? Answer is no. You promised me that the first registration I need to apply 1 month, and whenever I apply within 1 month, online the registration will be granted. It will be a provisional registration, valid for 3 years. Within 6 months, again, I can make provisional permanent, and that will be valid for total 5 years, including the provisional period. Oh, yeah. The new registration procedure introduced prescribes that for trust seeking registration for first time, provisional registration will be provided for a period of 3 years without detailed inquiry by prescribed income tax authorities, even if the activity are yet to begin. Full stop. In your answer sheet, this should be like point 1. Point 2, next line se likhna. This is one of the key feature of the new registration process that benefits the taxpayer, wherein provisional registration is accorded, and hence in new registration, commissioner cannot deny the registration. This is the second point. Yahan se. This is the conclusion, third point. Cannot deny the registration on the ground that activities are not commenced. Fourth point. Commissioner can make detailed inquiry and call for information when the trust applies to convert the provisional into final registration. ठीक है, ये 1AC नहीं भी याद रहे तो छोड़ दो, जितना मेन sections है लिखो. Don't quote wrong sections, and if you can try and remember important sections, it's an added impression. Like 12 ABB तो ऐसे neon sign की तरह चमक रहा है. Registration process है. Is the question simple and clear, easy? This one is added from this year. Cancellation of the registration. Kuch ऐसी, हरकतें, we can say, they are doing such violations. Who? The trust. And the department is saying, we'll cancel your registration. Huh? Earlier, the cancellation was given in section 13. 1 second. Huh? Some earlier batch students have joined. I really want to help you all. Page number 81, take out of your books and put me a message. Mila, page number 81 pe. Cancellation of registration or modification of the object. Dono cancel kar do pura. Cancel it out. And this is valid now. ये एक ही मुझे लग रहा है, they might ask you if they feel amendment is important. Where registration or provisional registration of trust or institution has been granted, and principal commissioner PCIT or commissioner CIT has noticed occurrence of one or more specified violations. Commissioner is feeling that you have done violation, your registration is cancelled under section 13. Have we finished 11? Yes. Have we finished 12? Yes. Have we finished 12 AB? Yes. 30. What are those violations? Why my registration is cancelled? First one. Where any income derived from property. 1 second. Oh, sorry. Just where income derived from the property held under trust wholly or in part for charitable or religious purpose has been applied other than for the object of trust. Underline this clue word. Other than for the object of trust. You have to apply your income for the object of the trust now, 85%. Then only you will get the benefit. Revenue karo, capital karo. Nahi ho raha hai to safe mode mein dal do. Trust or institutions income from profits and gains which is not incidental to attainment of main objective, or separate books of accounts. So your activities are not incidental to the main object, and separate books of accounts are not maintained. See, we said that if you are doing any business activity from the trust, to uska aap separate rakho. But if you are not keeping books of accounts, then whatever is your income, it will be taxable under 30%. Specified violation. Specified violation, all the incomes. Just can you write some running notes? Specified violations, all income taxable under section 115 BI newly introduced section at 30%. जैसे anonymous donations होता है ना, I'll read 2-3 times because this is new for you. Take your time, and next when we are doing exit tax also, if you want to check, you can. Okay. So the first violation is you are not working for object of trust. Second is you're violating and you're earning profit through other objects, and separate books of accounts are not maintained. Trust or institution has applied any part of income from property held under a trust for private religious purpose which does not ensure benefit of the public. You are spending the money for private religious purpose. Some ceremony you are organizing, no, only these people can come and all. It's not going to work. Trust or establishment for charitable purpose created after the commencement of act has applied any part of income for the benefit of particular religious community or caste. You have made a temple, only these people can come. You have made a mosque, only these many members can come. Can you do like that? No. It's open for all. So if these kind of activities you are doing in the name of trust, you have violated. You are not eligible for working. पहले क्या होता था? Earlier also these kind of activities caught up, no? The trust registration will get cancelled. तो what the people will think? हाँ ठीक है, चलो ट्रस्ट का एग्जेम्पशन उस साल नहीं मिलेगा ना, ठीक है, तो जो भी है हम स्लैब रेट पे और टैक्स पे कर देंगे. नाउ इट इज फ्लैट 30%. लास्ट, activities of the trust are not genuine or they are not carried in accordance with the conditions subject to which registration was granted. Last, trust or institution has not complied with requirement of any other law. कोई भी है, सेबी है, फेमा है, लेबर लॉज है. अब अगर कंप्लाई नहीं कर रहे तो देन वेयर इज द जेन्युइननेस ऑफ द ट्रस्ट? Once again, registration of the trust can be cancelled under section 13 if the PCIT or CIT notices the trust has violated. How they have violated is 6 cases. First, they are not working for the object of the trust. Second, they are getting profits and they are not maintaining separate books. Third, they are working for private religious purpose or a private caste. दोनों में फर्क है. Private religious purpose means we have organized some pujas and functions, and those who pay 1 lakh say above, they will only like that, some kind of restrictions. Or private religious community we are working. Trust activities are not genuine and they are not complying with other laws. In all these cases, trust registration will be cancelled, and for that year, trust income will be taxable at flat 30%. Second way when registration can be cancelled is principal commissioner or the commissioner has received a reference from the AO under second proviso to 143.3. 143.3 is scrutiny and all for previous year. AO is having a doubt. Sir, we are doing the scrutiny of this trust and we are having doubt that they have violated. Can you please look into the matter? Pehle to PCIT himself had doubt. Now AO is saying under 143.3, that is scrutiny. Or such case has been selected in accordance with the risk management strategy formulated by the board. इतने हाई-फाई नाम डाल देते हैं ना, बोर्ड मतलब कौन सा? CBDT. Okay, right. And yes, I'll click the picture of these underlined before closing and send in group, so that when you take a print you are clear with, मतलब ये underline आप भी करना, and if you want you can write this. ये देखो, the case has been selected in risk management. You know CBDT has putting up a जाल net बिछाते हैं ना, net, और वो net का नाम क्या है? SFT. We will study in other chapter. Specified financial transactions are auto reported. You all know about it? It is also called as AIS, Annual Information Statement. योर बैंक, योर क्रेडिट कार्ड कंपनी को बोल देते हैं कौन कौन से कस्टमर ने इससे ऊपर पेमेंट किया, लिस्ट दो. क्लब महिंद्रा को बोलेंगे हु आर द मेंबर्स हु हैव परचेज्ड पर्पल मेंबरशिप एंड गोल्ड, गिव अस द डिटेल. Banks, who are the members who have deposited more than 50 lakh cash in their own current account or saving, give the list. So annual information statement, acha, first this list was going. Now these kind of specified financial transactions are auto dropped in your 26 AS. This all detail I will teach you when I do this chapter. In your syllabus, there's a topic called as miscellaneous provisions. There this is covered, SFT. Specified financial transactions. Auto drop. GST में turnover जितना income tax में अपने आप आ जाएगा. You have spent 5 lakh rupees for foreign travel, or you have converted the currency and purchased dollars and yens and pounds, auto dropped. So there's no case of escape कि मैंने तो drawing 1 लाख रुपए बताई है, but actually you have traveled to Bali and you have already spent 2,50,000 rupees. It's auto drop. Following or not. So this all story is called as risk management strategy. Clear to all of you? Once again, what are the 3 cases wherein registration of trust can be cancelled? First one, when the commissioner himself is noticing that there is a violation, 6 kind of violations, or AO is doing scrutiny assessment and he notices the violation, or through that risk management, AIS के through department को पता चल जाता है return में तो इतना है, actually तो इतना है. Okay, what the procedure commissioner will do? He will call for all the documents and make inquiry as he may think necessary to satisfy कि okay, there has been a specified violation. Pass an order in writing cancelling the registration after giving reasonable opportunity of being heard. Pass an order in writing refusing to cancel the registration if he is not satisfied about the occurrence of one or more violations. Yes, if he is satisfied, he will cancel. Or after the inquiry, come to know, nahi, genuine tha. So he will go on. Then, say he will not cancel the registration and pass the order refusing the cancellation. And then forward the copy to AO and trust and all. See, PCID is at a higher level, hierarchy. AO ke upar hai na. So he will do all this and no. Let know to the AO and trust and all. The order shall be passed before expiry of 6 months calculated from end of the quarter in which first notice is issued by PCIT calling for any document. Whenever PCIT issues notice, वहां से end of the quarter, you all know quarter 1 is June, 1 is September, 1 is December, और वो quarter end से 6 months के अंदर this order should be passed. I want to go to the next one, but before that, is this new section 13? Cancellation of registration is still section 13. और इसका ही consequence है section 13.10, which is like super duper important. I can frame and give you a question on my own at the end if time permits. You all need a break, message me, or because we are doing procedural part, we can continue as you said. Off screen जाना है क्योंकि continue screen के सामने है more than 1 hour, or shall we continue? 20 minutes around I need more to complete this part, and exit tags we can work on Monday in the next days. And in the meanwhile, sure, please, super well, be committed. Ma'am, I will surely write the exam at my convenience. I was traveling, 101 reasons you give me. I'm going to publish a book. 101 reason of missing Dipti ma'am's class, 1 or 2 reason of not writing the exam. It takes a different kind of daring. Okay, I will prepare for this part and write exam. Okay, I will prepare for trust. Next week you are having exam on return of income and trust. Return of income सबको समझ में आया है नहीं? वहां भी amendment पढ़ा है आपको, updated return. We have already finished. So this part is very essential part of studying. You all are actually super hardworking. But I don't know when the result comes, ma'am, I did not get exemption. I ended up getting 54, 55. If I would have got 59, 4, 5 marks more, I would have cleared aggregate. ये common story है. तो जो मालूम है जो हो रहा है, जब इतने तक एफर्ट डाल रहे हो, यू आर नॉट इन फाउंडेशन, यू आर नॉट इन इंटर, यू आर फाइनल एट द एज, just another 6 months and you will be colleague with me, we will be attending trainings together. कभी कोई अमेंडमेंट आएगा चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट इंस्टीट्यूट में, हम मिलेंगे साथ में ट्रेनिंग में. हाँ, तो देन एक भी एक भी बाकी नहीं रखना. एंड आई हैव सीन दैट एग्रेसिवनेस इन द स्टूडेंट्स, दोज हु क्लियर. They keep asking me questions, they keep sending me pictures, voice notes, ma'am, this. And of course, you need to do ABC. I'm being very honest. I don't think any student can pass the exam by studying 100% of the portion. तो थोड़े टॉपिक्स हैं जिनको छोड़ेंगे नहीं, बट एक अलग वे में, ठीक है ऊपर ऊपर से देख लो. पेनल्टीज, प्रोसिक्यूशन, कितना रट्टा मारेंगे पेनल्टीज एंड प्रोसिक्यूशन. But can you leave the topic? No. Penalty comes for how many marks? 2 to 4 marks. MCQs में. And fixed are there. 2, 3 penalties. Do that juggling over there. ICDS. Read for once, prepare. Exam के अगले दिन मत भी पढ़ो, ICDS लिख पाओगे, because आप already accounting standard IFRS कर रहे हो. Compare it with ICDS and logically answer. So I want a promise from all of you that you will prepare in this weekend without giving any reason. Functions, festival. I know this is a very holy month, Ramzan going on, and may, all your wishes come true. Lot of prayers from my side also. It's very strong mind that you all are doing this fasting. Then it's good, no? When you can do that with this thoda sa aur leke aao, that rigorousness ki theek hai. When you clear the exam, okay, with this fasting, with this strongness also, you could do it, and you can do it. All of you can. Everyone is having some or the other super genuine reason. घर में ये है वो है, ठीक है, एक दो दिन इधर उधर, बट एग्जाम लिखो, मेल करो, व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में मुझे डन भेजो, I will discuss the paper. And this time it's very strict cutoff point, dear students. Last word and then I'm continuing. कि अगर आपने पेपर संडे नाइट या मंडे मॉर्निंग तक अपलोड नहीं किया, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू करेक्ट इट. यू करेक्ट इट विद अ सजेस्टेड आंसर योरसेल्फ एंड डू द असेसमेंट. ठीक है? Anyone wants repetition for the cancellation procedure or clear? Otherwise, I will go to the next one. This was all there earlier also. Still, we will revise. Nice section this is. Section 13 only. What was this? Cancellation of the registration. हाँ, आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल हो जाएगा. Please change it. 13 next है. Really sorry. Section sometimes even I am missing out. Sorry for giving you the wrong one. This is section 12AB 4 and 5. Section 12AB 4 and 5. 12AB for registration, and that only cancellation is added. चलो आगे करते हैं. Now, what is the difference between this and the next one? Because you will see similar conditions. If specified violations are there, trust ka registration will be cancelled. If these violations are there, you will not get exemption. Your registration will be valid, but sorry boss, for this year 11-12 exemption will not be there, and you have to pay tax on the full income. Ma'am, then how will we compute income? That's what is added in section 13.10. Let us see. Forfeiture of exemption. If exemption is forfeited, okay, it's going to pay the tax at maximum rate, 30%. Okay, nothing contained in 11 and 12 will apply. That means no exemption. If income is for the private purpose, whatever income you have earned, you are spending it for the private religious purpose, only for few peoples and all. or income for the benefit of particular religious community, caste and all. But in this, suppose you are doing some activity for the backward class or only for the women education and all, you can't say ma'am ye to ek class ke liye hai. This activity is not, it's genuine. Then we are the members. I am a chartered accountant, I am a member of Institute of Chartered Accountant of India. It is also getting exemption, but it is working only for CAs. Institute of Cost Management Accountant, it is working only for CMAs. So, in case of a trust for charitable purpose or created after commencement, any income thereof is created for benefit of a particular religious community. हम ही जाएंगे टेम्पल में, किसी को जाने नहीं देंगे. Not allowed. Funds are not invested in 11.5. 11.5 is strict. Make FDs, put it in genuine share market. Not all the provisions are allowed. So if it is noted that holding shares in a PSU would not disqualify. You can hold. PSUs hai, share market hai, mutual fund hai. But there are limitations. Which kind of the mutual fund? Not all are allowed. Income applied for the benefit of interested person. Interested person, dikhte se indicator. Author, trustee, contributory, relative, or a concern where all these are working. 5 cases. So if you are using the trust income for the benefit of interested person, that list we have discussed yesterday. In case of trust for charitable or religious purpose, if trust has been created and any part of income ensures direct benefit to interested person, or whenever created, applied directly or indirectly for the benefit of the interested person, it's going to be taxable. Above provision shall not apply to trust created, established before the commencement of act to any use or application, whether directly or indirectly, part of income or property of trust for benefit of interested person, if such use or application is by way of compliance with the mandatory terms of trust and all. Okay, I'll explain this meaning. That suppose Leelavati Hospital is a trust running by Reliance Trust Memorial. And Dhirubhai Ambani's family members are taking treatment and they are paying at par, no problem. It's not that they should not take the benefit, they should not take undue benefit. So, in these cases, trust registration is cancelled and income of the trust is taxable under section 115 BI at 30%. Here, trust registration is valid. Can I ask all of you to write here? Yahan arrow mark karke. Registration is not cancelled. Registration is not cancelled. Only exemption is denied. I'll tell you the page number, dear students. Page number 81 only hai. Registration is not cancelled. Only exemption is denied. Only exemption is denied. ठीक है? When? So if exemption is denied, it will pay the tax at tax paid at slab rate only. और पहले कैसा था 15% फ्री 85 में भी ये एग्जाम वो एग्जाम रेवेन्यू एग्जाम कैपिटल एग्जाम लिसिव ऐसे पूरा करते करते तो 200 crores would come to 25 crores income on which we are paying tax. Now those exemptions will not be allowed. If it is working for private purpose, for private caste, if it deposits are misused, if it is working for the benefit of interested person. ठीक है? Income applied for the benefit of interested person. This I have already taught yesterday. Can I skip this? Anyone is having doubt to पूछो, ये कल detail पढ़ाया था. Author, contributory, trustee उनकी. And income applied for benefit मतलब what kind of the benefit? Huh? So income you have given them without interest and many services लिया दिया वो सब. Okay? Then it's going to be taxable. Are you clear with this 2 sections? Where there is specified violation, this started from the 1st April 2022. वो तो पहले से 12AB में तो आपका registration cancel हो जाएगा. And then this one is registration not cancelled. but exemption will be forfeited. Now, computation of income in case of certain violations. Super. I feel they can frame a problem on this and ask you. We'll try to make a small problem and complete this quickly. Computation of income in case of certain violations. Have we seen 6 specified violations? Yes. There's an overlapping in the 12A4 and this. है ना? तो वो violations क्या थे? ये रहे 6 violations. They have not applied for object of trust, books maintain नहीं किए, private religious purpose, कोई caste के लिए benefit है, activities genuine नहीं है, and all. तो exemption भी नहीं मिलेगा, and the registration will also be cancelled. Done. Then, how will they compute the income is given in section 1310. Where trust is carrying on any activity in the nature of trade, commerce, or business for which exemption is not available under 1112. If they are, see, first of all, trusts are formed for object of trust in which maximum is service motive, relief of poor, medical help, maintenance of those monuments or preservation of forest. ये सब service है. If they are doing trade, commerce, and business, okay, of that nature which does not come in exemption, then they have violated and their income will be computed in different way. Ma'am, फिर कैसे compute होगा? I'll tell you. It's here. But कौन से cases में? See, I'll tell you one thing. Like we all know, TTD is doing business of laddus. Yes. But then this is laddu income is used again for the object of the trust, to maintain the temple, to pay those people's salaries, to give room on rents at 500 rupees, and so to whoever pilgrimage peoples are coming, like that. So they are working. Same way ISKCON temple, Ramakrishna Math. Ramakrishna Math is basically for the youth. They want to give all trainings and programs for personality development, public speaking to youth at a very reasonable rate. Yoga, there's many courses are there. But then with this, they are running a bookstore where they sell book stationery, and that income is used for the object of the trust. But suppose you are doing a trade, commerce, or activity which is not for the object of the trust, then you don't get the exemption. Your income will be computed. Trust is not maintaining the books of accounts. Trust is not getting the books audited. Trust has not filed the return on time. In these cases, exemption will not be given. हाँ, पहले यहाँ पे ही लिखना है no exemption. Sorry, you will not get 15% set aside. So no exemption under section 11 and 12. Its income will be chargeable to tax after computing deduction for expenditure other than capital expense. Revenue expense milega? Yes. Capital expense milega? No. That too incurred in India. Ma'am, if I incur outside India, nahi milega. For the object of the trust. Such fulfillment of following conditions. Such expenditure is not for the corpus standing to the credit of trust as in the immediately previous year to the assessment year for which income is being computed. So that expenditure should not be from the corpus fund. Corpus fund से पैसे निकाल के if you spend, it's not allowed. Such expenditure is not from the loan or borrowings. Take a pause, listen to me. If you can recollect your very first class, you take a loan. Trust is taking a loan for buying the building, 5 crore. Out of that, they have made a building of 5 crore. Is 5 crore expense allowed? Answer is no. Loan में से खर्चा किए तो not allowed. But ma'am, out of loan 5 crore, 1 crore loan is paid this time. Till the extent of repayment of loan. Is it allowed as applied? Yes. But in this case, that will also not be allowed. If you do any expenditure out of loan or borrowing, it's not allowed. Your exemption is denied. क्यों? ट्रस्ट बुक्स मेंटेन नहीं कर रहे, ऑडिट नहीं कर रहे, रिटर्न फाइल नहीं कर रहे, or business कर रहे other than the object of the trust, they cannot claim exemption. Okay, till last year also this part was there. Trust registration will be valid, but for this year, sorry boss, you will not get any exemption under 11 and 12. But registration will be valid. You can continue. Next year you comply, take exemption. Now they have given nice clarity by adding section 13, subsection 10, 11. Okay, if exemption is not given, ma'am, how do I compute income? Will revenue expense be allowed? Answer is yes. Capital expense be allowed? No. And promise revenue expense should be done in India. कॉर्पस में से खर्चा किए नॉट अलाउड, लोन में से खर्चा किए नॉट अलाउड, claim of depreciation is not allowed if asset or acquisition has been claimed in this year. Earlier year, if you have claimed complete depreciation, building was capital expenditure, can you claim the depreciation on the same? No. But if building is not allowed, then can you claim depreciation as revenue expense? Yes. Such expenditure is not in the form of any contribution or donation to any person. Excuse me, sorry. You remember one trust can contribute to another trust. There was an Everlunch and some weather problems in, say, those Char Dham. So from Hyderabad, one of the temple has sent donation to other trust. Is it allowed? Yes. But if your own exemption is denied, you cannot give donation to others and claim exemption. Simple. So if the expenditure is not in the form of any contribution, donation, otherwise not allowed. Provisions of 40A IA TDS वाला 40A 3A 10,000 के above cash में ही करना shall apply in computing the income. For the purpose of computing income chargeable to tax, no deduction in respect of expenditure or allowance or set off of any loss shall be allowed to SSC under the provisions of this act. Anyhow, इसको छोड़ के ma'am, okay, chalo, you know what people do is, yeah, okay, ma'am, this year, sorry, I violated, so my exemption is denied, and all my trust income is taxable. But ma'am, last year I had this loss, this. Can I set off? Answer is no. Take your time. You all are doing it for the first time. Is this whole para clear? Whatever clue words I have underlined, I'll click the picture as it is. I'm like super duper वे caring. I am always stepping in the shoes of student. अगर मैंने ये पढ़ा दिया, इसको बंद कर दिया, आप print लोगे तो फिर confuse हो जाओगे. तो in the print, you write the additional points wherever I have written. You underline the clue words. It will be clear to you. ठीक है? And last part, then we are going 115 BVI. पहले ये एक बार पढ़ो खुद से. Check it on screen. When I solve problem na, tuck, the chat box is buzzing. ये आंसर, वो आंसर, वो आंसर. Are you all following? सो तो नहीं गए ना आज के क्लास में? I know sometimes it's like all theory, like today's class. Most interesting was third class. कितने सारे problems हमने solve किए थे. And all different varieties. You solve it now. More problems from past exam papers. MTPs on your table. At least mock test paper should be there of 21, 22, and now 23, which will come. Okay. Once again, I want to revise. Section 12A wala said if there are specified violations, registration is cancelled. That story is over. Section 13 says if you violate this, registration is not cancelled. You will not get exemption under 11 and 12 for this year, and you will have to calculate the income in routine. 1310 is adding the flavor. Oh, if the exemption is violated, then how do I calculate my income? First point, revenue expenses allowed. Promise incurred in India. Capital expenditure not allowed. Any donations out of the corpus income, जो corpus credit में था, वहां से पैसे spend किए, not allowed. Any expenditure out of loan and borrowings, not allowed. Depreciation on the asset which is fully claimed, not allowed. Expenditure is not in the form of any contribution or donation to any person. If you donate to any person and all, not allowed. Okay? But even though your exemption is denied, you need to take care of 40 AIA. That is, if you make payment to someone in India and if you don't deduct 30%, it is disallowed. हाँ, but मैम मैंने बाद में फिर ना December 24 में काट के पे किया, पहले का जो रह गया था. That time will it be allowed? Answer is yes. 43 and all, any payment above 10,000 on a single day should not be made in cash. Otherwise, it is disallowed. Now, there are specified incomes which are taxable under section 115 BI at the rate of 30%. Okay, what are those incomes? Where total income of SSC being a person in receipt of income on behalf of fund, trust, university, college, all section 1023 C में ले लो या फिर section 11 में ले लो. This is, I told you on today beginning of the class, nowadays इसको नया नाम दिया है. This is first regime, this is second regime. You know, you have a choice, you can register here or there. It includes any income by way of specified income, and income tax shall be aggregate of, yeah, 1 second. Income tax will be the aggregate of, that is correct. No deduction will be allowed. Oh, word is missing. It should be aggregate of at the rate of 30%. 30% it should be. Which income? Specified income. Normal income, normal rate. No deduction in respect of expenditure or set-off shall be allowed to SSC under the provisions of this act in computing specified income. Specified income पे 30% टैक्स लगेगा और कोई एक्सपेंडिचर, कोई सेट ऑफ लॉटरी की तरह, nothing is allowed. What is that specified income on which 30% tax you will have to pay? First one, income accumulated or set apart in excess of 15% where accumulation is not allowed under provision. See, we gave you little freedom, you know. हम हिंदी में कहावत है, हमने उंगली क्या दी, आपने तो हाथ पकड़ लिया. We said trust, okay, 15% you can freely accumulate, 85% you spend for object of the trust. You took 30% in free accumulation. The excess 15% which you took it as free accumulation, that will be taxable as your income, flat 30%, no expense, no set off, nothing. Got it? Excess accumulation more than 15%. Defaulting income. Default relating to accumulation of income to be applied when received. You remember, if I don't receive the income on the last day, ma'am, promise I will apply it when I receive. Or sometimes income is received on 25th March, sir, sorry, we'll not be able to apply it now. We write a letter to AO, next year में apply करने. तो करो apply. If you don't apply it, default relating to the accumulation of income to be applied, gone. Any income which is not exempt, like investment of fund in non-specified book. We asked you to put the money in 11.5. You didn't put. If you put earned income elsewhere, that income will become taxable at 30%. Income which is deemed to be income, that is misutilization of the funds for the benefit of specified person. Income earn किए और specified person को कुछ benefit दे दिए. So whatever benefit you have given out of the earned income and you've taken a deduction, that income is now going to be taxable at 30% flat. And in any income which is not excluded from total income, that is income applied outside India. Income earn करके India से बाहर apply किए, क्यों किए? बोला था you have to apply in India only. So if you apply outside India, that income is not exempt because you have applied. In fact, it is taxable at 30% flat. Take your time. 115 BI se related, I am expecting an MCQ. They'll give any one of this case and with figures. 2 lakh rupees, no? Like, for example, I'll frame and give you one. Suppose TI, trust ka income hai 1 lakh rupees. You had to accumulate 15%, 15,000. You actually accumulated 20,000. How much you are allowed to accumulate? 15,000. 15% मतलब 15,000. कितना accumulate किए? जो excess है ना, not on all income, 30% not on all income. How much you have done excess accumulation? 5,000. This is taxable at the rate of 30% flat without any exemption benefit all. How is it now? I can give example for all the cases. To say just a small amount, 2,000 rupees you received on 25th March and you said, sir, I'll surely apply next year. Next year में भी नहीं apply किए तो it will become taxable. Taxable, you know, all this was taxable earlier also. All these violations were there, but now they said एक तो गलती करो and then you want to tax it as slab rate. हाँ अभी नहीं, देखो जब पकड़े जाएंगे तभी भी तो slab rate है. Take a pause. Why 115 BI is introduced? You all should take a pause and listen carefully. Routine as an individual, I am paying the tax. क्या रेट से मैं टैक्स पे कर रही हूँ? 10%, 15, 25. We all know 30%, 10 लाख के ऊपर. Routine, slab rates. If there is a raid and if I'm caught up in that 69 series, याद है सबको 69 series ऐसे मूवी का नाम याद आना चाहिए. अजय देवगन की कौन सी मूवी थी? One was Akshay Kumar, Special 26 and Ajay Devgan's movie Raid. Raid movie थी ना? Yes. So when unexplained expenditure is recovered, gold is recovered at your home, it is taxable at what rate? Flat 78%. This is taught to you in the very first class. Anyone listening now has missed the first lecture thinking basic मुझे अच्छे से आता है, मैं रोज ऑफिस में प्रैक्टिस कर रहा हूँ, मैं दूसरों के रिटर्न भर रहा हूँ. No, please. Exam is different. Unutilized basic exemption, marginal relief, 5-mark problem is asked. So in fact, I would say watch that video for one more time. And if you want to save your views in app, watch it in YouTube. That first video is uploaded in YouTube also in the CMA final playlist. वहां देख लो, जहां देखना है देख. तो आपको समझ में आया? If I would have shown this as my genuine income, 10, 20, 30% tax slab rate, basic exemption, take a pause. 115 BBC says if this income is taxed 60%, उसके ऊपर 25% surcharge, tax plus surcharge 3%, 4%, sorry, E says. So that makes it 78%. Then the people will be scared now. There's a new concept added now, updated return. अरे you missed due date. अच्छा you missed December, वो रिटर्न का लेट रिटर्न का डेट भी गया, भी तो केस क्लोज हो गया. अरे जाने दो, वील फाइल अपडेटेड रिटर्न टिल 2 years आगे तक. पढ़ाया ना आप सबको 139.8A. Updated return, do you have to pay additional tax 25%? And additional tax is on tax plus surcharge plus interest. सब पे. So that is the logic. You have violated, no? Just look at the screen. What are the cases wherein 115 BI is saying, एक तो आप गलती कर रहे हैं, 15% से ज्यादा accumulate कर रहे हैं. Now when you are caught up, you are saying, sorry, okay, अब tax कर लो ना slab rate. तो तब किया, अब किया. If it is slab rate, what's the benefit? That's why they said. So whenever there are amendments are to be studied for exam. But can we do it with a why logic? So many finance ministers have been chartered accountants. Yes or no? Huh? And amazing, huh? Whatever Chidambaram has done. I remember when we were students in 1998, I'm talking. Presumptive taxation was introduced by Chidambaram. You know, presumptive taxation 44 ADA. और वो बड़े काम का सेक्शन है. बुक्स मेंटेन नहीं करना, कुछ नहीं करना, टर्नओवर का परसेंटेज पे टू गवर्नमेंट, बाय बाय. So this is the mindset. Once again, please, for all of you, 115 BI is applicable to whom? I've given all these names. You just remember all the trust, education institutes, hospital, all which are registered either in 1023C or in section 11. Now, no deduction will be allowed. if you accumulate more than 15%, if you have defaulted in applying the income, if you have applied in mode other than safe mode, किसी दोस्त को लोन दे दिया ट्रस्ट के पैसे, or if you have misutilized the funds of the trust for the benefit of specified person, or in case if it is not excluded, that is if you have applied the income outside India. In these 5 cases, income of the trust will be taxable under section 115 BI at the rate of 30% flat, no deduction, no set off, nothing doing. Okay, and this all we have done. Format is clear to all of you. All these, let me check till the end. I think we have completed all the problems. Those who have missed the class yesterday, I feel 18th problem is super cool. July 21 का actual problem है, इसमें कुछ बाकी नहीं रखा, सब पूछ लिया. Political party we have done. One second, I will skip. हाँ, ये है हमारा next topic. If you are clear until now, shall I just introduce exit tax in 5 minutes? क्या आज के लिए इतना बस है, कल करें. Exit tax. You know how I teach this topic? पहले से CA syllabus में it was there for you all CMA students. They have added it now. Exit tax को शुरू कैसे करना है? हाँ? When you see the movie in the theater, when the movie is over, those some exit lights are on ना, अंधेरा रहता है तो पूरे lights on हो जाते हैं. Exit की, you came from here but now this is the exit, go. Exit tax. Trust is going. Ma'am, we are cancelling our registration. We are merging with other trust which is not working for the object of the trust. Okay, you are going. Oh, you accumulated huge corpus fund income exempt करके इतना जमा कर लिया आपने. You know what is corpus fund? It's like a capital. Proprietorship में जो capital होता है, that's what is the corpus fund or the accumulated. So now we have given you so many exemptions, 11, 12. Your income was 5 crore, exempt करके 0 tax. And now you want to say, we have built up nice capital. We want to cancel the registration. We are merging with a private trust or some trust which is not working for object, और हम जा रहे. जाओ, जाते जाते tax pay करते जाओ. Tax का नाम क्या है? Exit tax. Super interesting topic, and I'm not just going to give you the concept. We'll work out some nice simple level problems also. Only one thing, I don't know I should talk or not, but being honest, so many times I feel material is good, CMA material, but problems ही नहीं है. Hardly problems are there for the trust. So for practice, we all need to check up all the problems of earlier exam, and don't do it in the soft copy. Keep it on your table now. Take printout of the MTP 1, 2. मैम तब तो ऑनलाइन एग्जाम था 21, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्वालिटी ऑफ प्रॉब्लम तो अच्छा ही है ना. ले लो और उसको सॉल्व करो. Any doubts you face anywhere, ask me. You want me to revise anything in today's class? Check up for yourself. I'm not again sharing the screen. You check it up. Otherwise, that's all, with a promise that I'm going to get message from each one of you in the group. Ma'am completed writing first exam. Completed writing first exam. Till this Sunday. And trust will be over on Monday. And next Sunday you will be writing the exam on return of income and trust. Uske baad assessment procedure, then MAT, and so on we will go for. Did you all follow today's class? Yes? 1310 was nice कि okay मेरा exemption गया. I did all this violated books maintain नहीं किया, audit नहीं कराया. अच्छा अब income कैसे compute करूं? ऐसे. And if I violated all these, I need to pay the tax at the rate of 30%. Out of whatever I have covered, I feel most important for upcoming exam is exit tax, which we are going to do in the next class. And here, if you ask me, 115 BI. Clear? Okay. I'll be sending you material. Maybe it's late right now, Then tomorrow early morning, if I miss out, sorry, inter and many other classes and schedule are going on, ma'am, please send PDF ek reminder dal dena group mein. Immediately I will send, so that when we solve exit tax problem, at least till then you have this. Exit tax is there in your material. अभी आपको share किया ना है, but anyone earlier batch and they have finished the coaching and they just want to come for this amendment, most welcome, you can. Any more doubts? No? That's all for today's class. Thank you so much. Bye bye all.